on the floor by August. Our next guest says a Republican-led amnesty push would demoralize conservatives, and she questions Speaker Boehner's recent comments.
Here's the attitude.
Oh, don't make me do this. Oh, this is too hard.
Joining us now, Genevieve Wood of the Heritage Foundation, where she is senior contributor to the Foundry as well. Good to have you with us. Can you believe you're watching the Speaker of the House behave in public?
Well,
or
this
private,
is supposed
for that matter.
Yeah, well, for that matter. But he knew, he acknowledged there was a camera there. Look, if this is supposed to elevate debate and discussion in Washington on a very important issue, immigration reform, I don't think this is a good way to start. I mean, to mock conservatives, to mock other members in his own party, isn't really a good way to encourage good dialogue. And the fact is, Lou, conservatives want immigration reform. They don't want amnesty. And the things that the Speaker's been talking about, other members in the Republican leadership have been talking about, yes, rightly make conservatives nervous that really what they're talking about is an amnesty bill, not a true immigration reform that secures the borders first. And so, yes, I think it's going to be big trouble come this November if that's the route they go as far as conservatives turning out at the polls.
We thought we would be helpful to the Republican conference and just count the number of reversals on the part of the Speaker over the course of the past year, Genevieve. The number is 9. We can't conclude the Congressman's weekend, what would you call that, mime? I don't know what it was.
I don't know.
Foolishness. Because he really said he didn't know. He's now just simply doesn't know what's going on. And we've got, for some reason, Kathy McMorris Rodgers saying straight out they could go by August. And Diaz-Balart saying, oh, he's very optimistic. I mean, this is rising to the level of a spoon-fed Chamber of Commerce business roundtable, buffet.
Well, but Lou, these are the same folks, and this is the same party who has said on this issue, as on many others, they can't trust the president to actually enforce the laws that we already have, much less enforce new laws that the Congress would pass. I mean, what part of the back and forth on Obamacare, where the president's taken parts of the law away, put new parts in, that these guys have all seen, why do they not think that wouldn't happen on immigration? They themselves have said that very thing. So now to come forward and talk about, well, maybe we're going to have something, though nobody's put anything on the table. Diaz-Balart, what do we know is coming from him? So the reality is there's a lot of talk right now, and I think that talk is confusing people, and it's suppressing the very voters that they likely are hoping will turn out in November.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that the first person that can't be trusted, frankly, for the Republicans is their own leader, that is Speaker Boehner. This is a man who is flip-flopping, mocking, and basically acting rather superciliously for a man in a very serious job. But so be it, is the choice of the House, and perhaps the great secret here for some is, who don't know who elects the Speaker, that he's elected by the House, not the conference, and therein lies a real conundrum for conservatives and moderates who are concerned about first the national interest before making marks with the Speaker. The idea that we're going to go into this midterm with a Speaker who is basically saying, you know what, I'm going to turn against my own chairman of the Judiciary Committee who had reported out 4 bills, that he's effectively stripped the leadership for the Republican Party on immigration legislation. He's left them denuded, both politically and legislatively now.
Well, and the fact is, Lou, I mean, this is a hugely important matter for the country. And the fact that he would want to go and follow something that we've tried before, amnesty first, we'll do everything else later. Of course, as you well know, all the other stuff later, securing the border and the like, never happened. And now we have almost 4 times as many folks here illegally as we did back in 1986 when we tried that route. So, you know, he talked about in the remarks that you didn't show, but at that same speech about being elected to office is about making tough choices and solving problems for the country. Well, how's that solving problems for the country when we've tried it, we know it doesn't work, and now that's what you want to put out there again?
Like I said, it looked as though the fare had been served up by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the Business Roundtable. Genevieve, we thank you so much.